want the best and brightest from around the world to come to Harvard.
I do, but a lot of the people need remedial math. Did you see that? Where the students can't add 2 and 2, and they go to Harvard. They want remedial math, and they're going to teach remedial math at Harvard. No, wait a minute. So why would they get in? How can somebody that can't add or has very basic skills, how do they get into Harvard? Why are they there? And then you see those same people picketing and screaming at the United States and screaming at, they're anti-Semitic or they're something. We don't want someone...
Aboard Air Force One, he revealed that he took a cognitive test, which he aced, of course, much more so than any dumb lady Democrat could.
They have Jasmine Crockett, a low IQ person. AOC's low IQ. You give her an IQ test. Have her pass, the exams that I decided to take.
Now, you know what? There's only one way to find out. Let's do it on...
So the internet crashed again, and for once, it wasn't because of cats, memes, or a Kardashian soft-launching something with glitter and confusion. No, this time the meltdown came from Jimmy Kimmel taking direct aim at Donald Trump. Kimmel dropped jokes so sharp the audience literally froze for a second before erupting. People didn't know whether to laugh, gasp, or hide behind someone taller. And Trump? He hasn't stopped reacting for even a moment. Every hour brings a new response. This wasn't drama, this was premium-grade chaos.
By the way, I took my cognitive exam as part of my physical exam, and I got the highest mark, and one of the doctors said, "Sir, I've never seen anybody get that kind of... That was the highest."
For like a month, the Republicans are trying to force Congress to choose between health care and food to open it up. Got a bunch of ghouls running the country. Prices are high. People are suffering. And just when you start to think, well, it couldn't get any worse than this, God throws a curveball like this one.
Tonight, the urgent search for dangerous research monkeys that escaped from the wreckage of a crash on a Mississippi highway.
We got 21 monkeys that was only got 5 of them on the run.
Here's one of the monkeys right here. There's one sitting right there.
Most TV nights fade away untouched. But then there are nights where Jimmy Kimmel walks out with that no warm-up needed energy and instantly turns a monologue into a historic moment. The second he locked onto Donald Trump, the studio atmosphere shifted. Suddenly, it wasn't entertainment. It was an event. You could feel the ripple, the kind of segment destined for replay clips, group chats, and trending pages before the credits even roll.
Hello to those of you who are watching from the White House, and you know who you are. I woke up this morning, I'm in bed, my wife comes out of the bathroom, she's got her phone, she goes, Trump tweeted you should be fired again. I was like, oh. And then I went downstairs and made bagels for the kids.
The buildup was obvious. You could sense it. 4 years, Donald Trump has treated his IQ test like it was a national treasure. Mention anything weather, sports, space, burgers, somehow the conversation circles back to that test. It's practically his personal brand at this point. Jimmy Kimmel didn't just point it out. He exposed how that story pops up more reliably than a TikTok trend stuck on loop.
Watching our show over the past 2 nights, I've been working on teeing up a major event. I think it could be bigger than the Super Bowl and Jake Paul fighting Dick Van Dyke combined. It could be very big. And all the credit goes to our Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump, who strongly believes he would trounce 2 of his least favorite ladies in an IQ test.
Kimmel took it further. He described Trump's IQ bragging as if Trump hadn't simply taken a test, but cracked the secret formula of human brilliance. The way Trump tells it, you'd think he discovered electricity. Kimmel joked like Trump might have his score printed on shirts, coffee mugs, and framed above every mirror in every building he owns. And the audience, they didn't just laugh, they recognized the accuracy instantly.
Late last night, the Angry Orange posted, why does ABC Fake News keep Jimmy Kimmel, a man with no talent and very poor television ratings, on the air? Why do the TV syndicates put up with it? Also, totally biased coverage. Get the bum off the air. I'm the bum. I'm the bum. And he posted this, I think this is interesting, at 12:49 a.m., 11 minutes after the show ended on the East Coast, which is nice. He watches us live. Hi, Mr. President.
Then came the repetition, the legendary Trump loop. Kimmel made it sound like Donald Trump wakes up every morning, salutes his own reflection, and whispers the story of his IQ test before brushing his teeth. The comedy didn't come from mocking Trump. It came from amplifying how dramatically he retells the same story. And honestly, the world already knew exactly what Kimmel was talking about.
Let AOC go against Trump. Let Jasmine go against Trump.
I agree. It sounds like a challenge, right? I mean, now, as I've mentioned, not only do I want to see this contest happen, I want to make it happen. I believe this would be a once-in-a-lifetime television event. I want to give our brilliant, bigly brained president a chance to teach those left-wing lightweights a thing or two about brain power live on national television. I'm calling it the James C. Kimmel Cognitive Aptitude and Mental Brilliance.
Once the IQ chapter detonated, Kimmel zoomed out. If Donald Trump has ever been modest, no evidence exists. Kimmel laid out Trump's self-celebration habits like museum exhibits. Every accomplishment becomes a historic moment. Every victory becomes a parade. And Kimmel portrayed this with perfect comedic clarity. Trump as a one-man hype machine who treats the smallest achievements like world-changing milestones.
Aware of the fact that the president, for whatever reason, has challenged you to a duel of the medulla, yes?
I am very well aware. I know that he can't seem to find himself in the Oval Office to make sure that he can end this shutdown, but he does have time to troll me. So listen, if he's down, I'm down.
Do you notice any kind of a pattern when it comes to people he frequently refers to as low IQ people?
They tend to be women, and they tend to be women of color.
Yes, so you are smart. Okay.
Then came the material on speeches. Kimmel didn't mock Trump, he dramatized him. He reenacted a Donald Trump speech like it belonged in a superhero movie trailer. Every pause, every gesture, every breath delivered like divine revelation. The audience lost it because they'd seen that performance before. And Kimmel kept the momentum going by revisiting Trump's history of reacting to comedians. To Trump, a joke isn't a joke. It's a political earthquake.
For watching us on TV instead of on YouTube, we appreciate that, and I'll tell you, it's viewers like you who keep us on the air, ironically. It's also sweet that even in the middle of the biggest sex scandal in the history of the American presidency, he takes precious time on the toilet to post about our show. Keep saying we have bad ratings, and you should listen to him, because if anyone knows about bad ratings, it's that guy.
President Trump's approval rating is tanking.
Plunging to a new low. A new low, even among...
The contrast between Trump's seriousness and Kimmel's sarcasm could have powered a comedy festival. But Kimmel wasn't done. He moved on to Trump's social media legacy. You remember those posts' dramatic tone, urgent pacing, every sentence delivered like a message from a warrior king. Kimmel recreated Trump typing with the intensity of a man defusing a bomb. Then he expanded to rallies Trump as performer, promoter, and superstar all at once.
The Senate jumped in and voted yes by unanimous consent, which means the bill now goes to the White House, which means Trump's going to have to sign it. The goal was to have the bill passed by such a large margin that Trump can't put his little orange thumb on the scale and give it the old Cheeto veto. But make no mistake, this isn't over. He's not giving up easy. If anyone thinks he's going to release all the Epstein files, I've got a beautiful East Wing of the White House to sell.
Next came grudges, Trump's favorite genre. Whether it's a comedian, politician, journalist, or object, Donald Trump keeps a list. Kimmel painted it like Trump maintains a spreadsheet of enemies with emotional notes. The audience laughed not because it was mean, but because it was so accurate. Trump doesn't let a joke pass. Ever. And he responds with the intensity of someone defending a throne.
That's the lowest level of his second term.
That is the lowest it's been in his second term.
It is at a low of the second term.
The lowest of his second term.
La aprobación del presidente Donald Trump se desploma a los niveles más bajos.
Más bajos? What does that mean, Guillermo?
Its rating is very low.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, bajo low. Yes.
I have honestly lost count now of how many times the president has demanded I be pulled off the air. I mean, talk about a snowflake, this guy. Every 5 weeks, he flips out and wants me fired. If you got this many threats from a neighbor, you'd have no problem getting a restraining order. The judge would be like, yeah, sounds like the guy's nuts. Boom.
Kimmel sharpened the comedy by highlighting Trump's reaction patterns. Praise equals absolute truth. Criticism equals conspiracy. According to Trump, everything from media to weather is out to get him. Kimmel showed how Trump turns the smallest inconvenience into an epic betrayal. But Kimmel didn't push hate, he pushed observation. The humor came from how familiar that pattern was to everyone watching.
Almost unanimous vote by Congress, Trump's cronies in the Department of Justice still have the power to withhold information to protect ongoing investigations, to protect innocent people, or for reasons of national security. The DOJ can withhold entire documents, photos, and or video. But they would never do anything like that, would they? They're sworn to protect the Constitution of the United States. Something's fishy. Trump rolled over faster than that.
The monologue's final arc hit perfectly. Kimmel explored Trump's obsession with publicity. If applause were vitamins, Trump would be immortal. If attention were currency, he'd own planets. If cameras were monuments, he'd salute them daily. Kimmel didn't mock his ego, he highlighted its scale. Trump lives through microphones, audiences, and spotlights. And Kimmel used that to create a comedic timeline that felt larger than life.
Trump welcomed an evil prince to the White House. He welcomed the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, who also happens to be doing business with Don Jr. and Eric.
Is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president? Is that a conflict of interest?
This is a guy who gave a green light to the brutal murder of Jamal Khashoggi, a columnist for the Washington Post. He was dismembered at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul.
He knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that.
The Crown Prince did address the murder. He said, "We've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that. It's a huge mistake, and we're doing our best that this doesn't happen again." This is not what you say about a murder. They're doing their best to make sure.
Kimmel then dove into Trump's self-branding. Not the politics, the showmanship. He portrayed Donald Trump like a 24/7 marketing department. Breakfast becomes a historic meal. Golf becomes a national achievement. Walking downstairs becomes a victory over gravity. Kimmel showed how Trump doesn't just do things, he announces them like they're mythological events. And the audience howled because they'd seen it all before.
Trump rolled over faster than that dog Ghislaine Maxwell gets to play with in her country club prison. That's the other thing that's not getting enough attention. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's wing woman, she had that meeting with Trump's deputy attorney general and former personal lawyer over the summer, and then coincidentally got moved right out of regular prison and into the kind of prison Felicity Huffman was in for getting.
Finally, Kimmel stepped into the world of Trump merchandise. Shirts, hats, mugs, flags, all treated like museum pieces. He joked that if Trump could trademark oxygen, he would. Then came the water joke, Trump's life-changing liquid. Kimmel described everything Trump touches as becoming elite simply because Trump touched it. And the rivalry. Kimmel wrapped it up perfectly. Trump sees himself as the hero of a blockbuster franchise. And Kimmel, he sees himself as the guy whose job is to keep that franchise from ever going unroasted.